Welcome to the Cartographer of Porcelain Breezes, a tranquil journey into a world sculpted by gentle winds, designed to ease you into restful sleep. If you find peace in these calming narratives and wish to discover more like it, we warmly invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel for a serene library of sleep stories. Before we embark on Anya's quest to map the porcelain breezes, let's take a few moments for a gentle breathing exercise to settle your mind and body. If you prefer to drift directly into the story, you'll find chapter timestamps in the video description below, guiding you to your desired point of calm. Now, find a comfortable position. Allow your body to soften and release into your bed, feeling the gentle support beneath you. Perhaps adjust your blankets to find that perfect cozy warmth. Let go of any lingering tensions of the day and allow yourself to be fully present in this quiet moment. We are about to step into Aethoria, a world where even the breezes whisper of peace. Imagine the jasmine fields, where gentle winds carry the sweet scent of blossoms, and the canyon of echoing breezes, where the air itself hums with tranquility. Let's begin with a calming breath. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, feeling the air gently fill your lungs, like a soft breeze entering a quiet room. Exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any tension or worry with each breath, like letting go of a held sigh. Feel the weight of your body sinking deeper into the mattress with each exhale, becoming heavier and more relaxed. Imagine the soft swirling lines on Anya's map, each curve leading to a moment of profound peace. Let these gentle paths guide your breath, your thoughts, and your journey into slumber. If your mind wanders, simply acknowledge those thoughts without judgment and gently guide your attention back to your breath or to the sound of my voice. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, except right here in this moment of quiet anticipation. Feel the soothing rhythm of your breath, the gentle rise and fall, like the soft sway of trees in a porcelain breeze. Allow this rhythm to carry you away to a place of deep and peaceful rest. Now let us begin our journey with Anya, the Cartographer of Porcelain Breezes, and discover the serene paths she uncovers in the winds of Aethoria. Chapter 1. The Unfolding Map. Anya traced the swirling lines on the parchment, her fingertip following the delicate curves and intricate symbols. The map, unfinished and aged, lay spread across the worn wooden surface of her mentor's work table. Dust motes danced in the soft light, filtering through the workshop window, illuminating the faded ink in golden hues. The scent of old paper and dried jasmine hung in the air, a familiar aroma that spoke of countless hours spent in quiet contemplation and meticulous creation. She inhaled deeply, the faint fragrance calming her racing thoughts. Her fingers brushed against a small, handwritten note tucked beneath a corner of the map, penned in her mentor Elara's elegant script. The porcelain breezes whisper secrets of peace if one knows how to listen and how to map their gentle paths. Anya reread the words, a sense of intrigue and quiet yearning blossoming within her. Peace. It felt like a distant shore, glimpsed only in fleeting moments. Her life as Elara's apprentice had been filled with the precision of cartography, the quiet focus of detail, yet beneath the surface, a persistent unease often stirred. Unspoken anxieties, like shadows, lingered at the edges of her awareness. The idea of breezes that carried peace, breezes that could be mapped, resonated deeply. It was an invitation, a whisper of hope. She picked up the compass from the table, a curious artifact crafted from polished stone and delicate metals. It felt cool and smooth in her palm. As she held it, she noticed a faint hum emanating from within, a subtle vibration that seemed to resonate with a stillness in the air. The compass, she knew, was attuned to the porcelain breezes, a tool Elara had used to navigate these ethereal currents. Looking back at the unfinished map, Anya recognized the familiar landmarks of the jasmine fields sketched near the bottom, recognizable even in their stylized form. The notes mentioned paths leading towards the canyon of echoing breezes and further to the grove of Contentment, locations she had only heard of in hushed, almost reverent tones. A decision formed within her, quiet yet resolute. She would continue Elara's work. She would seek out these porcelain breezes, follow their mapped paths, and perhaps, in doing so, find the peace that whispered in her heart. Carefully folding the map and placing the compass in her satchel, Anya stepped out of the workshop, the scent of jasmine clinging to her clothes, a promise of a gentle journey ahead. The late afternoon sun cast long, soft shadows, painting the world in warm, muted tones. She closed the workshop door behind her, a sense of purpose settling within her. The world outside seemed to hold its breath, waiting. The air was still, yet Anya felt a subtle shift, a gentle stirring, as if the porcelain breezes themselves were beckoning her onward. She took a deep breath of the calm evening air, the scent of jasmine now mingled with the fresh, earthy aroma of the approaching night. Her journey was beginning, not with grand pronouncements or urgent haste, but with a quiet step, a gentle heart, and the promise of peace carried on the wind. The path ahead was uncertain, yet the very idea of mapping tranquility, of seeking solace in the unseen currents of the world, filled her with a quiet anticipation. She walked away from the familiar comfort of the workshop, towards the unfolding map and the whispers of porcelain breezes. The path was clear, the air was calm, and the promise of peace was as gentle as the wind itself. With each step, Anya felt a subtle easing of her inner anxieties, replaced by a quiet sense of hope and the anticipation of discovery. The journey, she knew, would be its own reward. The whisper of the breezes was already beginning to soothe her soul. Chapter 2, Whispers of the Jasmine Fields. The air shimmered with the heady perfume of jasmine blossoms. Anya stepped into the jasmine fields, an ocean of white and cream petals stretching as far as the eye could see, undulating gently in the softest breeze. The scent was almost intoxicating, a sweet floral aroma that enveloped her senses and seemed to dissolve any remaining tension in her muscles. The gentle murmur of bees filled the air, a low, harmonious hum that added to the tranquil atmosphere. Sunlight, diffused by a high, pale sky, bathed the fields in a soft, even glow. The petals themselves seemed to radiate a gentle light, creating a landscape of luminous calm. Anya consulted Elara's map, its swirling lines indicating the path of the porcelain breezes through the fields. She held the singing stone compass in her hand, and as she oriented herself, the humming grew slightly stronger, guiding her forward. The path, barely visible amidst the blossoms, was soft underfoot, a carpet of fallen petals and yielding earth. With each step, the jasmine scent intensified, and the gentle murmur of the breeze seemed to whisper secrets through the fields. Anya felt a lightness in her step, a sense of ease she hadn't experienced in days. The anxieties that had clung to her now seemed to dissipate in the fragrant air, like mist in the morning sun. She noticed a figure in the distance, a woman with kind eyes and silver hair, tending to a small patch of darker jasmine blossoms. As Anya approached, the woman smiled warmly. "Welcome, traveler," she said, her voice as gentle as the breeze itself. "You have come to the jasmine fields seeking peace, I sense." Anya returned the smile. "I am following the paths of the porcelain breezes," she explained, showing the woman Elara's map. The woman's eyes widened with recognition. "Ah, the cartographer's paths." Wise Elara knew the secrets of these fields well. She gestured towards a small shaded alcove nestled amongst the jasmine, offering a welcoming space to rest. "These breezes," the woman continued, "they carry more than just scent. They carry stories, emotions, peace, if you are open to receive it." She offered Anya a cup of warm tea, its steam rising in delicate curls, carrying the intensified fragrance of jasmine. Jasmine tea, brewed from the heart of the fields. It will soothe your spirit and sharpen your senses to the whispers of the breezes. Anya accepted the tea gratefully, the warmth spreading through her hands. She sipped slowly, the taste floral and subtly sweet, a perfect complement to the surrounding scent. As she drank, the woman shared stories of the jasmine fields, tales of gentle magic and the calming power of the porcelain breezes. She spoke of how the breezes could guide lost souls and ease troubled minds. They sat in comfortable silence for a while, the only sounds the murmuring breeze and the gentle hum of bees. Anya felt a profound sense of tranquility settle over her, a quiet contentment that was both refreshing and deeply comforting. The woman pointed to a particular path marked on the map. "Follow this breeze," she advised. "It will lead you towards the canyon. But linger here a while longer. Allow the peace of the fields to fill you." Anya nodded, understanding. She finished her tea, feeling refreshed and centered. She thanked the kind woman, promising to return someday. As she stepped back into the open fields, following the path indicated on the map, the jasmine scent seemed even sweeter, the breeze even gentler, and the promise of peace even more tangible. The whispers of the jasmine fields were a gentle lullaby, easing her onward towards the next stage of her journey. Chapter 3. The Canyon of Echoing Breezes. The landscape shifted dramatically. Gone were the soft, undulating jasmine fields, replaced by towering walls of smooth, pale stone that rose on either side, forming a deep, narrow canyon. The air here was cooler, carrying a subtle scent of damp earth and ancient stone. Sunlight filtered in from above, casting long, diffused shadows that danced gently on the canyon walls. The sounds were different too, quieter, more resonant. The murmur of the breeze now echoed, creating soft, chime-like reverberations that seemed to whisper secrets from the stone itself. Anya consulted her map again, noting the marked path winding deeper into the canyon. The singing stone compass hummed steadily, guiding her onward. The canyon floor was smooth and relatively even, making for easy walking. The texture of the stone walls, cool and polished by time and wind, was inviting to the touch. Anya ran her hand along the surface as she walked, feeling the coolness seep into her skin, grounding her in the present moment. The echoing breezes grew stronger as she ventured further, their whispers becoming more distinct, almost like voices carried on the wind. They weren't words she could understand, but the tone, the cadence, was soothing, calming, like a gentle lullaby sung in a quiet room. She found a secluded alcove, a small indentation in the canyon wall bathed in a soft patch of sunlight. It felt like a natural sanctuary, a place specifically created for quiet contemplation. Anya decided to rest for a while. She sat down, leaning back against the cool, smooth stone. The canyon walls curved gently around her, creating a sense of enclosure and peaceful protection. She closed her eyes, focusing on the echoing breezes, letting the sounds wash over her. The whispers seemed to resonate within her, easing the subtle tensions she still carried. She opened her eyes and took out her map journal. She began to sketch the swirl patterns of the breezes as they danced and echoed within the canyon, trying to capture their unique rhythm and flow. The act of sketching, of focusing on the delicate lines and subtle shades, was itself calming. The gentle scratch of charcoal on paper was the only sound beyond the whispering breezes. As she sketched, she noticed the light shifting in the canyon. The diffused sunlight grew warmer, painting the pale stone in soft, golden hues. The shadows deepened, creating patterns of light and shade that danced and shifted with the echoing breezes. The air felt still, yet the breezes themselves moved with a quiet energy, a gentle, purposeful flow. A sense of calm focus settled over Anya. The canyon, with its echoing breezes and cool stone walls, felt like a place outside of time, a sanctuary of tranquility. She spent a long while sketching, losing herself in the patterns of light and shadow, the whispers of the wind, and the quiet rhythm of her own breath. The canyon's peace seeped into her, layer by layer, dissolving any lingering anxieties and replacing them with a profound sense of serenity. When she finally rose to continue her journey, the sun was beginning to dip towards the horizon, casting the canyon in deeper shadows, tinged with lavender and rose. The echoing breezes seemed to soften even further, becoming a gentle hush, a promise of peaceful rest. Anya felt refreshed, renewed, and deeply at peace. The canyon of echoing breezes had offered its quiet solace, preparing her for the next step on her journey towards the grove of contentment. The whispers of the canyon followed her as she walked, a gentle reminder of the tranquility she had found within its stone embrace. Chapter 4. The Grove of Contentment. Following the map's intricate details, Anya emerged from the narrow canyon into a landscape transformed once more. Before her lay a grove of ancient trees, their canopies interwoven overhead, creating a ceiling of copper-toned leaves that filtered the light into dappled patterns on the forest floor. The air here was still, hushed, filled with a profound sense of quietude. Yet, around the edges of the grove, Anya could sense the presence of the porcelain breezes, circling like a protective embrace, a gentle, unseen current of calm. The scent of damp earth and fallen leaves permeated the air, mingled with a subtle, sweet fragrance like honey and warm spices. The sounds were muted, soft rustling of leaves overhead, the distant chirp of a bird, the gentle whisper of the breeze just outside the grove's boundary. Sunlight filtered through the copper canopy, cast a warm, golden glow upon the grove floor, illuminating patches of moss and soft, yielding earth. Anya stepped into the grove, feeling an immediate shift in the atmosphere. A deep sense of contentment settled over her, a feeling of being completely at ease, perfectly at peace. It was as if the grove itself emanated tranquility, enveloping her in a gentle, soothing embrace. The porcelain breezes, though not directly within the grove, seemed to contribute to this feeling, holding the peace within its leafy boundaries. She walked slowly through the grove, observing the ancient trees, their bark textured and warm to the touch, their branches reaching skyward like silent guardians. Moss grew thick on the lower trunks, soft and velvety green. She sat down at the base of a particularly large tree, its roots spreading out like welcoming arms. The earth beneath her was soft and yielding, the moss cool and damp against her skin. Closing her eyes, Anya breathed deeply, inhaling the sweet, earthy scent of the grove. She focused on the feeling of contentment that permeated the air, letting it seep into her, dissolving any remaining traces of anxiety or unease. The grove felt like a sanctuary, a place where worries simply melted away, replaced by a quiet, pervasive sense of well-being. She spent the entire day in the Grove of Contentment, simply being present, absorbing the tranquility that surrounded her. She watched the play of light and shadow through the copper canopy, the gentle sway of the leaves in the breeze just outside the grove, the slow, unhurried pace of life within this peaceful sanctuary. She sketched in her map journal, capturing the essence of the grove, the feeling of deep contentment, the dappled light, the ancient trees. The warmth of the sun filtered through the leaves, creating a cozy, comforting atmosphere. The air felt still and heavy, yet light and refreshing at the same time, a paradox of peace. She felt no need to speak, no urge to move, just a deep and abiding contentment in simply being present in this tranquil space. The Grove of Contentment offered a profound respite, a moment of pure, unadulterated peace. As evening approached, casting long, gentle shadows through the trees, the grove's tranquility deepened. The air grew cooler, carrying a hint of evening dew and the soft scent of night-blooming flowers from beyond the grove's edge. Anya felt completely rested, renewed, and filled with a deep, abiding sense of peace. The Grove of Contentment had lived up to its name, offering not just tranquility, but a profound and lasting sense of inner peace. She knew she would carry this feeling with her, a gentle anchor against any future storms. Leaving the grove felt like stepping out of a dream, yet the peace within her remained, a tangible gift from this sanctuary of copper leaves and quiet breezes. Chapter 5. Mapping Inner Peace. Anya followed the final markings on Elara's map, the path leading her out of the Grove of Contentment and towards a clearing bathed in the soft, late afternoon light. Before her lay a still, clear lake, its surface reflecting the expansive blue sky above, a perfect mirror of serenity. Water lilies, white and fragrant, floated gracefully on the water's surface, their delicate petals adding to the tranquil scene. The air by the lake was still and peaceful, carrying the fresh, clean scent of water and water lilies. The sounds were minimal, the gentle lapping of water against the shore, the occasional chirp of a water bird in the distance, a symphony of quietude. The singing stone compass hummed softly in her hand, its resonance gentle and steady, as if in perfect harmony with the lake's peaceful atmosphere. Anya sat down by the lake's edge on a patch of soft grass warmed by the afternoon sun. She gazed at the still water, watching the clouds drift slowly across the reflected sky. The surface was so clear It felt as if she could see into another world, a world of pure serenity and boundless peace. The gentle lapping of the water was rhythmic, soothing, like a whispered lullaby. She closed her eyes, taking a deep breath of the fresh water lily-scented air. A gentle porcelain breeze, the very breeze she had been following, brushed against her face. It was the faintest touch, yet it carried a profound feeling of peace, a tangible wave of tranquility that washed over her, dissolving any lingering anxieties, any remaining doubts. In that moment, she understood. The journey, the map, the porcelain breezes, they were not just about charting physical paths across a landscape. They were about charting a path to inner peace. The jasmine fields, the canyon, the grove, and now this lake. Each location had offered a different facet of tranquility, a different lesson in serenity. But the true destination, she realized, was not a place on a map, but a state of being, a feeling within herself. She opened her eyes and looked at the unfinished map in her lap. The final marked location was here by the Lake of Serenity, but the map itself felt incomplete. It was missing something. Then she understood. The map wasn't meant to be finished with ink and lines, but with feeling, with experience, with inner understanding. She picked up her map journal and began to sketch, not lines or locations, but feelings, emotions, the essence of peace she had discovered on her journey. She drew swirling lines representing the porcelain breezes, gentle curves depicting the contours of contentment, and clear, still spaces mirroring the serenity of the lake. She wasn't just mapping places anymore. She was mapping her own inner landscape, charting the paths to peace within herself. As she sketched, a sense of completion settled over her. The map was finished, not in the traditional sense, but in a way that was deeper, more meaningful. It was a map of her journey, a record of her discovery, a testament to the power of gentle breezes and the quiet pursuit of inner peace. She closed the journal, feeling a profound sense of gratitude for Aethoria, for the porcelain breezes, and for the journey that had led her to this tranquil lakeside, to this place of serene self-discovery. The sun began to set, painting the sky in soft hues of lavender and rose, reflected in the still waters of the lake. Anya watched the colors deepen, the light soften, the world around her settling into peaceful evening stillness. She knew that the porcelain breezes and the peace they carried were not confined to specific locations on a map. They were always present, always available, a gentle guide toward serenity within herself and in the world around her. The map was complete, and so was her journey, in a way that was just beginning. Inner peace, she understood, was not a destination but a path, a gentle breeze that could always be followed wherever she might go.